I want to thank everyone for being here today. I think it's an exciting time, for myself and for our team as we are less than, I guess 2 weeks away from our first part of the season. I think this is a group led by these four old guys, as I like to call them, that I think are eager to get back on the floor, and especially these four, sitting next to me, playing with each other again, and having a chance to really have a great season. I think we've worked really hard this summer, and we've added a good group of incoming guys to go along with some veteran leadership that I think we have. And again, I just can't reiterate how much I think myself, our coaches, and I know these guys are anxious to get out on the floor and start the season. Yep.
Nick, how excited are you to be back now?
I'm very excited. Myself and these guys put in a lot of work this offseason. Weren't too happy about how our season ended last year, the entire season, and felt like we had a lot of work to do. And just coming in here every day, knowing that the four of us have to lead this team is very exciting.
For you, Lou, in the last season, sit down. What did you get out of it? You think you got out of that last season?
I think I got a lot of great things out of it, watching the guys play and Nick being out. So, I just had a learning experience. Me and Coach Eason talked about it, so I just been happy to be back on the floor with these guys, playing with them and stuff.
Were there times that it was tough for you to sit out and watch?
Yes, sir. It was times that I was down, but I just had to pick the guys up. So I just tell them that they have to do a good job. So.
What was it like sitting out last year? What was the or being playing last year? Not having one season. What kind of motivation?
That's big motivation coming into this year. It's kind of like almost like a chip on the shoulder, knowing that last year didn't go as planned as we wanted it to go, but this year should be better.
Yeah, he pretty much answered the question. Big motivation. Just got to come in and practice hard every practice and be ready to go when the season comes.
What did you learn about this team, even through last year's struggles at some of the points in the year?
Just learned that everything that we've been through, we still stuck together. We still here, and we still gonna compete at a high level, pretty much.
Do you have any personal goals?
Personal goals, no, not really. Just have team goals right now. Just winning conference and making it to the NCAA tournament.
Well, Nick, tell us about that perspective last year. Getting to watch the guys that you wanted to be out there, but what did you see from this team that maybe you don't always see being out in the middle of?
I thought it was really good for myself. Just wanting to be a coach one day. I got a year in my belt, a little early than what I expected. But just for myself, learning positioning wise, seeing it from a different view was very good. Seeing where I can get these guys open shots in the offense, and then just when things aren't going our ways I can get this team back on track.
What have you seen from the new guys? Scooty, I guess Scooty probably. What did you see from him? Because you probably got out against him probably more than most of the others. But kind of what do you see from Scooty?
Scooty and the rest of the guys, they've come in and have competed really well. Every practice, they got a lot of learning to do, X and O's wise, but their hard work is at a high level right now, which is very good. And as the season goes on, I think the X and O's and the sets and everything will come together. But right now, they've done a really good job of just coming in, hard working, and able to compete with us and push everybody else.
What do you see as the biggest obstacles in terms of the conference?
The last couple of years we've been picked to win it, and the last two we didn't. So just again, ready to come in and compete every game, knowing that everybody on our schedules coming in looking to beat us because we are up at the top of the conference. So just making sure we're locked in every single game.
For Chris, just how badly did this team miss his leadership and things that he can do on the floor back there?
I think that the team probably suffered a lot, probably because that, like, I like to look at Nick as like Tom Brady to how the Tom Brady is to the Patriots. But, you know, we're definitely glad that he's back.
I'm glad that he's back because last season I didn't get as many lobs as I got when he was on the court. So maybe I can get some more lobs this year.
Lewis, you're known for being rather talkative on the court at times. And I see some people not doing that. Do you plan to do that this year?
Yes, sir, I do. Cause his son always tell me, as I go, we go. So me being an energizer guy and letting these three behind know I have their backs every step of the way, that's gonna be really huge for us in the long run.
Lou, what do you feel like you add back to this group that maybe we didn't see last year?
More talking and being a leader, as I was when not playing. So just me being a leader will help us throughout the long run.
What are some of your other guys saying that talk about when you guys
I think they come in and compete like Nick said. They really don't know what to expect right now, so they just compete hard as they can. But according to Coach Easton, we're not playing as hard as we can, so we got to continue to play harder as a team, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing follow what these guys said. You know, all of the freshmen are working hard. You know, just like us freshman year, we got a lot to learn. But, you know, once they learn it, I feel like everything's going to be fine.
Anything else for the athletes? What do you feel like you learned this first year coaching?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is more just making you know, my vision clear. I think in terms of to the team of what I want and how I want to play. And I think with so many returning guys last year, we really followed the script. I think to what kind of had happened in the years past of how we did everything. And I think this year, I think the guys know as well that, you know, as we've grown as a team, I think I've grown as a head coach, and you know, starting to put, you know, not starting, but having my stamp on how we want to play, how we're going to do things, and I think that's been probably the biggest thing that I've learned. And I think going through the adversity of last season, I think not only, you know, made the guys and the players stronger, but I think it made our coaching staff and myself, you know, stronger and better for it. And I'm as eager as these guys are to you know, to start this year and start coaching them.
A couple weeks of practice now. I mean, how close do you think you are to getting not a regular rotation, but sort of having more of an idea of who's going to play a lot early on in the season?
Yeah, I think we're getting there. I mean, this next, you know, 14 days before our first game, so this is the time, you know, and we've kind of let everybody spread it out and practice evenly in terms of reps and that kind of thing, as we've started to still, as a coaching staff, figure out who works best with who. Like you mentioned, a lot of new coming guys that I think are going to contribute. You know, really for the first time since all these four were freshmen, we have a group that we think is going to play a lot and help, not just the freshmen, but the other newcomers as well. So I think blending in, you know, finding that blend is what right now that's kind of where we are in practice. And as Haha said, I mean, we you know, our stable is going to be playing hard, and I'm going to be continuing to challenge these guys and to give that consistent effort every day. And I think the new guys, as everyone has said, has added a great competitive spirit to practice because they're new, they're hungry, they're eager to prove themselves. And you have two guys that are older that didn't play last year who are eager to get back, and you have two seniors who this is their last go-around, who've had a lot of great memories here at UAB. So when you combine all of that together, I think there is a recipe for us to have a really, really great season. So I think that's what I'm most excited about.
Is this potentially a team that can kind of play whatever style you need to play with? You know, if you need to go big, go big. If you need to play 3 or 4 guards. Is it a versatile team in
I think a little bit more versatile than before, more because I think we were just stuck in positions in the last couple of years, stuck in roles really. And then, when Nick got hurt, without Lou, things changed obviously on the fly. But I think this year, we're doing some different stuff offensively. We're doing some different stuff defensively. We don't have Tosin and Hakeem and Dirk and those guys. So now we got new guys who are different players. And again, it's about finding that blend. And I think we are more versatile in different ways. I think we have a chance to be one of the better passing teams since we've been here, which is something I think we really lacked last year, and I'm really excited about that. And it's been one of my biggest goals is for us to get back to being top 15 in the country in assists, which we were, the year before that, and we have kind of been historically.
What about a guy like Dion that kind of got thrust into the role he did last year, and his willingness to take that on and keep competing, and now maybe gets to return to a more familiar role for him?
Yeah, I think he's 100% returning to a more familiar role off the ball, and I think he went through a lot last year. He struggled at times. At times he played really well, but again, he had prepared to play one position, and then obviously things happened, and he was thrown into a whole new position. I think hopefully that experience, that adversity. Again, I talked about that we all went through, I think helped him and will help him. I think he's in a great place to really contribute in more, I think, of his natural type position. And so, he's another guy who I think is very eager to prove, his value.
So, Rob, 5 minutes in your head coaching career, your all-time most important coach in the season. What's going through your mind? How do you have to adopt down on the fly? What do you think you learned?
I think it was it was kind of a surreal moment. I think in a lot of ways. I've been coaching for now, even as an assistant for 10 years. I've never experienced anything like that, let alone now, what you said, it's your first game as a first head coach. And my mind offensively was so designed around how we were going to play and personnel, and now that shifted quickly. And I think I got I got a master's in coaching 101 in terms of how to deal with adversity right away. And I think there were some positives, and we got it going there for a little bit last year, and then at the end we kind of struggled. And again, I just think the totality of the experience, we have a very high level of expectation here. Nobody knows that, values that more than I did. I helped recruit a lot of these guys. These guys up here helped build UAB back. I say back, but to the point where we were at the top of the conference, and at least being up there and competing every year. So that's my goal. I think that's these guys' goal because of their experience, and I'm extremely hungry to, prove to everybody that we're going to be back where we should be and have a chance to compete, as Haha said, for a championship.
Is there any heightened sense of urgency with, like Haha and Chris? This is their last try?
Yeah, I hope there's a ton of heightened sense of urgency to the right of me. But I think naturally there is. But I think for sure there is for me. You can't measure just in statistics, and these guys have won every award I feel like there's been. But you can't measure, what William and what Chris have meant to the program. What they've been through here and what they've done to help UAB. And I think there's a great synergy amongst this group. Obviously, amongst these 4 guys who all came here together I think there's a great synergy from now as a second year as our staff together with these guys. And I want nothing more than to have Chris and William, play their last year and end, on a positive note, having a chance to again put ourselves in a position to win a championship.
There were a lot of times last year you struggled shooting threes and shooting from outside. What makes this, you think, potentially a better shooting team than you had last year?
Oh, number one is the guy 2 people to the left of me. I think what you learned last year is not only making shots, but the threat of making shots and how we play offensively. I think that was at the end of the year our biggest weakness. We struggled to make shots consistently. People know it, so they started adjusting. When you put when Nick's on the floor and Nate Darling now is older, and we've added Jalen Perry, who's a good shooter. Scooty can shoot the basketball as well. Lewis, is proven over his career he can shoot the ball from the outside. Obviously, Haha as well. and we might get Chris Cokie to shoot 1-3 if he's not scared. That's my but when you add now multiple guys, that just the threat of it, I think offensively it opens up. And that was 100% one of our weaknesses, especially. I mean, I remember in the end of the year when we set ball screens, just people daring us to shoot a little bit, and I don't think. I mean, you're not gonna be able to do that again this year, which is like it was, before. Yeah, I think it's we're gonna, and I don't know if it's been released, but that's gonna be the Bartow Classic, and obviously, the Coach Bartow's influence on what he did here at UAB, being from Memphis, him coaching there. I think it's a tremendous game, not only for our program, but for Birmingham to renew a rivalry. I mean, we had a great game up there where they had a great crowd, and it was a close back and forth game, and I'm really excited about it. I think from a fan standpoint, it's probably one of our marquee non-conference games. Hopefully we can get that same kind of sold-out atmosphere, which I think we will, and it's something that we're going to try to continue in the future if we can. But it's great for our program, and I think it's a game, I think we're all really excited about.